That's just straight white supremacist ass bull. Okay.
Yes, King. Yes, white supremacy. Yes,
white supremacy. Come on, dude. That's a stretch.
With respect to the war in Gaza.
Oh no, Hasan's about to lose his mind. No matter what she says, it won't be good enough.
I'm out.
KK Kamala. Each die, you whore. Holy shit.
Get out of here. You think I'm your enemy? Get out of here. Child. What do you mean, honestly? If the parties continue to stray further apart, political polarization is literally going to kill our country.
Bro, cringe. Lay into this guy, okay? No pragmatism here. Take him out, Hasan. Cannon loaded. It's execution time, okay?
Dog, you're literally a Nazi. I don't know how to explain this to you. You're just straight up a Nazi. Regardless of the accommodations, like going to the DNC actually kind of like opened my eyes to a lot of things.
Oh no.
Okay, for one, the fact that they like, after all of this pressure, they were like, nah, we're not going to let any Palestinians speak. Get the out of here.
That's like the most obvious thing in the universe. That's the most obvious thing. It would be like letting a cop speak at an Antifa rally. Like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. The Hamas chants, the Houthi slogan signs, the insane, all the sloganeering, you with the Houthi interviews, like what? Yeah, what do you think? Like, well, okay, well, can you just let one of us? Can you just let one of us on stage come and just like, well, you could vet us for? Yeah, no shit. You guys acted like insane people. Why the would you ever expect to have a seat at the table with the grown-ups? How would an unfathomably crazy state? That would be like me being indignant that Barack Obama and Biden won't sit down with me for an interview because you're mad at some tweets. Really? Come on. Okay, who cares? You guys are old. All right, we've all a few kids in a video game. Them over in a video game. Hello, in Call of Duty. All right.
They were like, no, sorry, we have a cop who literally was doing DIY like sex trafficking operations and investigations with a right-wing nut job.
Wait, what? Did I miss the sex trafficking training course? Hello? I didn't know they invited Andrew Tate to speak.
Job. Okay. That guy has to speak. We have a former Trump Republican that is like an MSNBC fan favorite. That guy has to speak. If you're like a lifelong Democrat that happens to be Palestinian, you know what I mean? Sorry. Sucks to suck. You ain't got shit. It's so racist. It's so gross. It's so disgusting. I'm sorry. It is what it is. That's just straight white supremacist ass bull. Okay?
Yes. King. Yes. White supremacy. Yes, it is. Yes. Yes. Kamala, call me mommy, come on stage and talk to me. And then Obama could come afterwards. And then Oprah. We can all talk about white supremacy. Yes. Yes.
You can dress it up any way you want. That's American chauvinism right there.
It is dressed up. Thank God. I'm glad they got the blacks here to save us from our white supremacist guilt. Thank God. Hell yes.
Western chauvinism.
You know, that's the only reason they have the blacks at this event, right? Is to just save us from our white supremacist guilt.
That is bullshit. Okay? That's gross as it's racist as it doesn't matter if the candidate is black, it's still in white supremacy through and through. Okay?
I know he didn't just appropriate the black woman sassy clap. Did he just do that? Oof. Somebody better talk to him.
The Democratic Party said tonight and the day prior, we got billionaires. We're going to bring them on to the center stage. We got former Trump Republicans. We're going to bring them onto the center stage. Okay? We got psycho cops. We're going to bring them on. What? Hasan unironically said this? What?
This is so awesome. Celebrities are usually stupid and lame, but then when they say things that I agree with, they're actually so real and based.
Anyway, it's fucking ridiculous, dude. You got Pizzagate cops and shit out there who are, you got Border Patrol guys being like, yeah, we're gonna it up. We're gonna.
Does Hasan want Kamala to lose. What's the point of this grandstanding? He's a tanky. Tankies don't give a happens for the political system because most of them are insulated. 99% of them are insulated from any of the actual stuff that happens on the political level because they tend to be affluent, they tend to be white, they tend to live in like decent communities where everything's already taken care of for them. So it doesn't matter one way or another who the president is. So all they have to really talk about are kind of like the pet issues that are important to them. So like Israel-Palestine will be an important issue. They don't actually give a anything that happens. None of the other domestic policies matter. They just like you find your pet issue, and then this is the thing that you fixate on to separate yourself from the unwashed masses.
Up the migrants, and we're putting them on the center stage, but you don't got a fucking moment for Palestinian Americans. You don't got a fucking moment for Palestinian Americans, dude. That's crazy. That's unacceptable. That's white supremacy. Okay?
Yeah, for sure.
If money is evil, then that building is hell. This is the most obnoxious group of money-hungry, low IQ, high-energy, jackrabbit, fucking wannabe, big-time, small-time, shit-talking, bothersome, irritating bunch of motherfuckers I have ever had to endure for more than 5 minutes.
White supremacy? Come on, dude. That's a stretch. Listen up, big dog. I used a different terminology there for your fucking stupid ass brain to handle. Okay? I'm using white supremacy so your fucking dumb mouth breathing ass can understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. It's called American jingoism. Okay? It's Western chauvinism. Do you understand what is happening here?
Western chauvinism? Chauvin's literally in jail for killing Floyd. What the are you talking about?
Do you get what the Democratic Party is also playing a role? Do you understand what the Democratic Party there is doing when they say we don't give a fuck if you're Palestinian, you shut the fuck up, okay? If you're a goddamn Palestinian, here are all the other fucking people that are more important for us than you, okay? Literally every single person in the Democratic Party's infrastructure, and then people outside of that infrastructure, cops, border patrol agents, billionaires that are not even in the Democratic Party. You're a lifelong Democrat. You spent your whole time, you spent your whole goddamn life fighting for the Democratic Party. You're a fucking state, you're a part of the state apparatus in your own goddamn state, okay? And they say, F you, you're Palestinian. We don't want to hear from you, okay?
You guys are literally outside protesting the event. Like you can't have a shitstorm of insane protests and riots and just like shitting and pissing and crying and coming in your own mouths for months and months, and then at the end be like, well, can we have a seat at the table now? Can we come talk now? No, like I talked with Dan about this last night. This what's happening is the worst case scenario, by the way. This is, if you're an outsider, if you're a radical, the worst case scenario is not that your party ignores you and loses. It's that your party ignores you and wins, because now you've lost all your leverage. Like, oh, you win elections without you. Well, have fun out in the cold, I guess, because who the is going to listen to you now? You've lost everything. Like, you deserve this. This is the gamble that you made. Like, yeah.
Suck my. There's no way to. There is no way to look at this in any other lens.
Worried
Okay.
about a secure retirement for themselves.
Bullshit.
Can I ask you? Hi, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why are you flying a Hezbollah flag?
Because I support Hezbollah, Hamas, the PLO. I support China, Russia.
Why?
I support North Korea. I don't
Why do
support
you
America.
support?
This can't be real. Okay, this is a meme, right? He's even got the fucking Pomeranian. This is a meme, right?
North Korea. I don't
Why do
support
you
America.
support terror proxies?
Because America is a terrorist state, and so is Israel.
Well, you can disagree with American foreign policy, but this is literally a flag of a terrorist
He's
state.
a known neo-Nazi.
I'm pro-Palestine,
All right,
and I
Kamala's
would
a
never.
And you deserved it. You found the most based guy. Maybe if you say to your question neutrally, as in your tweet. You already judged him. Why should he speak to anyone who does that?
Or
Fascist.
fly that
Well, Kamala's a
flag.
fascist. You're
What
a
do you
fascist.
know about Hezbollah?
You're a fascist.
What do you know about Hezbollah?
You're a fascist.
What do you know about Hezbollah?
If they kill Americans who occupy countries they shouldn't be in.
Ooh, we got bad languages. Not good. You seem like a major bootlegger. Liquor. Sorry. Jesus. He meant fashionable. I mean, you got destroyed. Why would you post a video that makes you so obviously look bad? Hezbollah is not a terrorist group. How many of these are bots?
First grade teacher would show
Oh, no.
law school graduation.
Do you think she even brought up Palestine when she was in grade school? I don't get the not black attacks. If you're half black, can't you call yourself black? The nice thing about being a half breed, the nice thing about being a halfie, about being a mixed person, is everybody can hate you for whatever reason they want. That's the amazing thing. All right? If you're mixed, your pure bloods will hate you for not being pure enough, and white people will always hate you for not being white. So you get to reign in the best of all worlds. Do you know how tough my life has been as a Cuban American and all the Hispanic discrimination that I faced? Every single day when I'd show up to gym tired because I was busy working in the cornfields for the entirety of the last night up till 4 a.m. to help feed my family. And people were like, oh, look, here's Esteban. He's sad today because it's not swim class in gym because that's the only thing this Cuban can do. They didn't call me a Cuban. They said other words that I can't repeat. Every single day I got that. And then when I went to hang out with my Cuban friends, they would call me a sellout white devil. I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm trying to remember, did the left shit on Obama in similar ways back in 2008? Radicals didn't show up. Radicals weren't just... There were no radical people at school in 2008. I don't know why. Where were they? I feel like you're the Ron Paul fans. Were there far left people in America? There must have been. Where were they? Why don't I remember any of them? Maybe they existed, but because I was a Republican, all the left was far left to me in 2008. I was a Ron Paul stan. I probably actually thought Obama was a communist. So, yeah, who knows? Yeah, there also is no Twitter, so who the f knows? Oh, true, actually, maybe. I bet you could study that. People had other identities, like emo and punk, and there were scene kids and stuff like that, but you didn't have to do like politics. You just had like you might have been like a little sceney or whatever. You didn't have to have a political belief. Now, every label you have it has to be political and trans, apparently. Like so maybe it's, yeah, now now all of those groups also, right? You might go to I don't know, never mind. Actually, I don't want to make assumptions, but they're all like, everything is so much more political these days. Everybody's supposed to have opinions about fucking every single political issue if you're part of any like subculture. I don't know why. It's cringe. Why do you call the Supreme Court Justice Lady Amy instead of her surname? She has it's not a good surname. It's a masculine first name. It's just weird. Hey, it's Barrett. What? Does she have a gun grafted onto her arm? What do you mean Barrett? It's Amy. Okay.
You're always worried?
You need to kick that door down.
Nah.
What the f? Did she just say the F word? Who does someone like Hasan support if it isn't Kamala? Why does this mouse have so many problems? I don't know. Whoever can't win. You always, if you're a radical, you always have to support people who can't win because you can never ever win because you have nothing left to complain about. The worst thing you could ever do is support somebody that could ever be popular enough to win. So just find whoever it is that has no shot in hell of winning that vaguely resembles your policy positions and support those people. That's it.
I hope what happens to the Palestinian families never happens to your fucking bitch ass family. Okay. That's not even what I'm talking about. But his racist ass immediately went, the Palestinians won't win us. That's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because why would we think that you were talking about Palestinians when you were earlier complaining about a lack of Palestinian speakers and then white supremacy? Why would we think about that? True. What an idiotic chatter. Good ban, Hasan. I hate streamers that fucking ban chatters just for disagreeing with them. That's why this is why we live in a ban-free zone in my chats. I've never banned a chatter. Ever. For lodging a simple disagreement in chat. Ever. Hasan is a fragile child who's fat.
Which she'll fight for every day.
Yeah, of course I'm gonna permaban him.
Of course.
Loser.
True.
Democrats are so lucky that they're running against a party that has like forgotten how to fucking run for office, okay?
It's kind of hard to talk about this without it being a little weird, but like, so one interesting thing is black culture drives a lot of world culture. because by virtue of it being American and by virtue of America having like loud culture, like black culture drives so much stuff, especially in terms of music. It is kind of cool since we have like a black future president, okay, hopefully, that you can capitalize on a lot of the because like a lot of the black music and the black, like the gospel-y stuff and like all of that aesthetic is a lot more hype than like the country music aesthetic. No offense to my country music fans out there, but since we have a black lady, we can really capitalize on that. Listen, okay, do you know how expensive nuclear weapons are? If you see a person getting nuked, it's because there is a whole bunch of ISR, that stands for Intel Surveillance and Recon, and they knew it was a bad guy. Even if he doesn't seem like a bad guy, if they're spending that much to go after him, you knew, okay? You know he did some fucked up shit, okay? This is a known bad person, all right? Something was going on here. Something was going on here. You didn't even recognize Beyonce on Time Guesser? Because I already was on Fresh and Fit. Nobody would date Beyonce. She's too old. I would much rather the 19-year-old lady that works at Starbucks because she's nubile and fertile and mobile. I can kick her the fuck out when I'm bringing over a younger, hotter 18-year-old who's more nubile and mobile and fertile. What is the story behind this? Did I spell accidental wrong? Why?
No, Kamala will mention ceasefire.
God, also, I just want to say one more thing, and I hate it so much. Fuck. Come with me for 5 seconds, okay? 5 seconds, okay? My black brothers and sisters, all right? I will be racist, okay? Because I do hate minorities, okay? I will be racist again, okay? But just let me be woke for 2 seconds. It is so unfair how perfect black people have to be on a stage this big, that you have Michelle and Barack Obama, that you've got like, they have to be wholesome. They've got to have like as the most perfect lives they can. If I swear to God, if a black man got on stage who was on his like third or fourth fucking marriage, if you could imagine Barack Obama fucking porn stars while his wife was at home with a newborn, bro, it would be a field day. There would be, first of all, there would be mass panic among Republican operatives because they would be like, we are out of a job because the attack ads will write themselves. We don't even need to be hired anymore. Like Barack Obama was Stormy like it would be like, imagine if the grab 'em by the pussy clip came out for Barack Obama. It would be like, we've just been greenlit for the N-word, sir. We could go all out. Okay, it's over for this motherfucker. It is so crazy. Dan made that comment last night. It's destroying my mind. That Andrew Tate shit is wild. If there was this guy is loved by all the fucking Republican people, the Andrew Tate dude, by like 80% of them. And it's like he's on camera doing a full tutorial on how to scam, rape, and sex traffic little girls. And it's just like, well, not everything he says is bad. There's some good that can be taken out of that, right? Like, what the fuck? Why'd you go so baby gloves on the Harvard PhD guy? I got to on your behalf. It's hard to communicate to somebody why. It's hard to communicate in the middle of the debate why you can't just use a couple quotes to prove something. And when I start to explain that, it just sounds like a code. So I tune out of the conversation. I stop caring. It's just it's irritating to like, well, here's 2 quotes. And it's like, okay, well, fuck me. Like, what the fuck do you want me to say? Like, here's a quote. Somebody suggested maybe I should just find the opposite quotes. It's like, okay, well, what about this quote when they said, oh, well, we could live with the Arabs peacefully. Now what? It's just retarded. You should have an analogy for that ready. Well, I would imagine the counter would be, okay, well, fine. You've got all these quotes that say this thing. Okay, well, let's look at the actual historical record. Let's look at the actions. Why do they agree to this agreement? But then they hit you up with the, well, actually. They didn't mean it. Oh, fuck. Well, fuck me. Fuck me, fam. Fuck me. What was I thinking? Of course, it was a fake agreement that they'd set in front of the whole world. Why didn't I think of that? Then you know what the Arabs should have done. It's funny because I forgot all their names. Ben Ami even calls this out in his book. He says the Arabs should have just called the Israeli bluff because some of them might have been fake agreement. The Israelis might have said some things knowing that the Arabs would say no out of hand, right? I don't know if in Lucerne, I don't know if Israel would have actually accepted 100 to 200,000 Palestinian refugees. I'm not sure. That could be like the day one peace offering that Hamas made after October 7th, where they're like, okay, can we peace? Because there's still people like in your country that we need to like extract. You know, not that they would give a fuck about extracting them, but like. But then the Arabs should have called their bluff. The Arabs should have been like, okay, fine, 200,000 Arabs, fucking A, dude. All right, take it. We're chill. And let's see what the Jews do next. But the Arabs couldn't do politics. I don't know why. I don't know enough about, I don't know enough about the history to know why. My guess is just when you've been that dominant in like a huge empire for so long and other people have ran your... Well, because I guess for a long time, technically the Turks ran politics for the Arabs, right? Because they were kind of the ones in charge of at least the Ottoman Empire, right? So maybe, I don't know, maybe they forgot. Politicking was a lost art. Is the Sam Harris convo streamed or a podcast? Don't ask about it. I don't know when it's coming out. I'm supposed to talk today at 3. And they were making me drive to a studio. I don't know why. I said I could record at home. And they were like, we prefer our people go to a studio. So I've got to drive 12 minutes. Okay, fuck me. And then it'll probably be released in 7 years, since that's what everybody's timetable is like. Also, I've never had anybody. That guy, he did the best appeal to authority. I've never had somebody do this before. Usually, when people say they're a doctor, usually they're faking being a doctor so they can sell you some bullshit medical stuff, but they have like a PhD in English. This guy was an MD who was using his doctor as a physician to fake having a PhD in history. Who does that? Because he says he has like a PhD in history. He says PhD in history or whatever. And that's why I said in the video, I was like, hold on, why? You call yourself a doctor. You're not done with you haven't defended your thesis yet, though. And he's like, oh, well, I'm a medical doctor. It's like, well, okay, sure. But like, that's kind of disingenuous, all right? If you were in a hall full of history students and a guy really needed help defending his history thesis, and he says, is anyone here a doctor? He's not looking for you, loser, okay? Wasn't it religious something? Well, it was a PhD in religious studies, which I imagine might have some overlap with history. Who knows? But oh yeah, one of his citations were to Chomsky as an expert in Israel Palestine. Bro, I don't even know if Chomsky would cite himself as an expert there. In fact, I'm willing to bet that if we were to go and find that book, Chomsky was probably citing somebody else. That'd be my guess. I don't think he's done any original research or anything. He weaseled on the Dhimmi second class stuff. There's a whole world of like arguments over how bad the Dhimmi status was. And I've seen it on both extremes. I've seen all the way from actually being a Dhimmi was based because you don't have to serve in the military. Your jizya, okay, which is the tax you pay, was only 15%, which was the same or less than what the ordinary citizens paid. And you got your own protected area. Awesome. That's like one version of Dhimmi status I've read. And then the second version was Dhimmi status was humiliating and terrible because anytime you were in a non-Dhimmi protected area, like for instance, I think there were rules, I haven't studied this in depth, so this is all 10% confidence, okay? But like if you weren't allowed to ever ride a camel, okay, so you had to walk or ride donkeys because you were a loser, I guess. If you walked in front of like mosques, I think you had to like take your sandals off. You might have had to did you have to crawl past, or you couldn't make eye contact with Muslims? There was a whole bunch of like cringe rules, supposedly. So I've heard both ends. I don't know how bad or how good it was, you know, but it's probably very complicated because Jews were second class in Europe too, so it probably varied throughout time. Yeah, but it was different because Europe acknowledges that Jews were second class, and they kind of holocausted them. So they're like, yeah, we kind of fucked you guys over. But like Arabs today, you talk to them, and they're like, oh, Arabs and Jews? Let me tell you, there's never been a longer friendship in history than that of the Arab and the Jew. When the Jews were persecuted in Europe, they came to us and we welcomed them with open arms. We protected them with Dhimmi status. We didn't let other people hurt them. We were the best friend of the Jew when we were so friendly with them. So many of them became Muslim, coincidentally, in a video game. But anyway, yeah.
Please, thank you so very much.
Why am I so much louder than the video?
Thank you, everyone.
Because Hasan's stream volume is quiet. Because you guys are weird. You guys are very queer, and I mean that not in the sexually insulting sense, but in the look, go watch this video. You guys are the most weird audio f***ing losers on the internet. Every other thing I watch, this is so quiet. And you guys are telling me I'm too quiet. Okay. There's probably still people that say I'm too quiet. I think it's a bot network. I think that there's a lot of you guys that are plugged into some crazy bot network, and it's like every single year we're gonna get Destiny to bump his stream volume by like 2 decibel. Okay, you're literally doing the Dwight quarters in the phone prank to me, and now here we are in 2024. I probably have the loudest fucking stream on the internet, and you guys are like, we can barely fucking hear you, dude. We can barely fucking hear you. And then I go and listen to this shit, and it's like there's no volume. This is maxed. This volume is maxed out, and I can barely hear this guy. They're like related brothers, right? I think I get this one. I think you have to give me this one. You have to give me this one. I think so. Hold on, we're pulling this one. We're pulling this one. They could absolutely be brothers. Brothers? Question mark? Yes. Fuck you guys. 30%. You guys just do this shit to troll me, okay? You do this shit to troll me. He's much closer to Tom Hanks? What? What are you talking about? You know what? 35%. I'll take it.
To our President Joe Biden.
Why did they... Destiny's working the cameras. I think that's Joe. That's Joe and Jill, right? I don't want to do the weird, no creepy sexual comments or whatever, okay? The one picture of her was really bad. This is the one that Haninia, is that his name? Richard was saying, look, she looks very nice. This is a really well put together. This is nice. Damn, he did her real dirty with that one with the still on the video. He did her super dirty.
He made her president.
And to Coach Chim.
Kamala's president already? Awesome. Nice. When Hasan is doing his homework, he doesn't have to figure out his own talking points. He just steal them from conservatives. Yes. King. This guy is like a vibe Gandhi. He's just, God, he's such good vibes. He's such a good, Walls is the kind of guy where there's a tragedy and he's like a hardcore atheist, but he still leads the group in prayer. He's just like, I don't know why, you just got these unbelievably transcendent vibes.
And to the delegates and everyone who has put your faith in our campaign.
Walls is the kind of guy who comes back from war with a bastard child that's not even his bastard, but he covers for the child because he knows that if the kingdom found out the truth of where they came from, the child would be killed.
Your support is humbling. So, America, the path that led me here in recent weeks was no doubt unexpected. But I'm no stranger to unlikely journeys. So, my mother, our mother, Shamala Harris, had one of her own. And I miss her every day, and especially right now. And I know she's looking down smiling. I know that. So my mother was 19 when she crossed the world alone, traveling from India.
Sorry, fuck. She brought up her mom. Text your mom. Tell your moms. We're pausing right now. Tell your moms you love them, okay? Hold on.
To California with an unshakable dream to be the scientist who would cure breast cancer.
My mom might think it's my special goodbye message if I say that out of the blue. What have you made her? Jesus Christ. Jesus. We don't need you bringing down the energy of chat like that, actually, okay? That was wholly inappropriate. We don't need you bringing down our vibes. Wait, does anybody have the, who was the Twitch streamer where that happened? Oh, it was this.
And it's chef's in Spanish, and it's chef's kiss. All right.
I think it was this.
Curvy, where the fuck have you been? Oh my God. Well, tell you what, Miss Dirty Curvy, you know what we're not going to do? We're not going to talk about it in my chat.
It was like, where have you been? And the guy was like, I think his mom died or something. It was something depressing. And he was like, bro.
Curvy, you know what we're not going to do?
He didn't understand. It was like when you asked to be like, hey, dude, what's up? How's it going? And the guy's like, it's actually going really bad right now. I'm going to be honest. I'm kind of considering killing myself. And you're like, bro, I was just asking that. It's like a formality. I don't actually give a fuck. You're supposed to say, oh, I'm doing great. How are you? And then we just go on with our day. Why the fuck would you answer that with sincerity? Are you fucking retarded? You should.
We're not going to talk about it in my chat because it's Friday, and that is a whole big bucket of bummer. And I'm sorry.
Bucket of bummer, bro. That's a Monday message. That's a Monday message. You shouldn't be telling me you're sad your mom is dead. For Friday, you should be telling me how much fun you had at the funeral, bro.
And I'm sorry for your loss, but we're not doing that in my fucking chat.
God, if I ever use phrases like bucket of bummer, oh my God. Oh no.
Thank you. Well, okay, Miss Dirty Curvy, you said, no, that's fine. You asked, so I told. No, I didn't ask you to tell me the biggest fucking bummer news in the world. I said, hey, what's up? How are you? You know what? Let me give you a little bit of a lesson, Miss Nerdy Curvy. When something really, really bad is going on in your life, and in a public forum, someone asks you, hey, what's up? How are you? There are two acceptable responses. Good, and you know what? I'll make it through. That's it. How are you? Good, or you know what? I'll make it through. Awesome. Love to hear it. See, there you go. Or Prom's response. Yeah, I said, Prom, how are you doing? She says, I'm alive. There you go. Oh, I asked you where you were. Look, Mr. Curvy, I'm just subtly trying to tell you that
Subtly.
unloading really heavy news in people's chats on Twitch is not like good etiquette. It's not the place to do it. That's all I'm trying to tell you. That's it. I figured this is a good opportunity to inform you.
He is right. He is correct. He's just saying it in the most autistic way possible. Because then it should be like stream reception. Or I guess it is stream reception right now. Hey, buddy, when somebody says something that's over the top and real awkward, what you should say is, wow, your mom died? That's pretty heavy. I'm really sorry for you, though. I hope you're doing better. And then if you want, you can chastise them later. Okay, you can email them or type in chat like, hey, that was pretty heavy for chat, okay? Chill. He is correct, though.
Your mom died? Damn, it's a shame it wasn't you. Damn. Anyway, she was a wonderful woman. Thanks, Panther Piss. I'm just messing around. But it was unnecessary for you to share that worthless comment with us. And everything I said that in response to the comment was accurate.
Who do you think has more to lose during the debate on September 10th? Do you think a second debate should happen or just the one? I feel like the Dems have more to lose right now. But if Kamala does really well in that debate, that's going to be brutal for the Trump campaign. But they're definitely really far ahead, or it feels like at least they're really far ahead right now. But I mean, the polling is still pretty close. It's not like she's like annihilating Trump in the polls in any of the swing states or anything. But do you think it's good that Kamala's leaning so hard on feminism? Don't you think most voters would be past that at this point and just find it grating? Absolutely not. I think that things relating to like women's involvement in society is a really big deal right now. Women are half the population. Well, isn't it like 52%? Women are a big chunk of the population. They're a big chunk of your voter base. And abortion is a huge issue for why people are going to be like motivated to vote in the upcoming election. So leaning into issues like this is probably really important. Like, why do people care so much about Kamala being Indian? The exact same people. This is all you need to know. There are very few times on the stream where I say just absolute fundamental truths of like the shape, the contours of reality. This is one of those times. Every single person who says that Kamala Harris isn't really black, she's Indian, would probably make a joke calling her the N-word. So it's a delusional talking point from the right I don't even know what the goal is. That like I don't even know what the end game is there. It's just the most like desperate pearl clutching attempt to try to attack her on some like retardedly stupid point. They are saying that she plays whatever side benefits her in the instance. I mean, like, even if I were to agree that she does that, that's not even like necessarily a bad thing. Like, different parts of your background will come up depending upon what you're talking about, right? Like if I were to meet friends that were one thing I didn't realize, I went to some libertarian conference. I actually made a few friends that I still have to this day a long time ago. I didn't realize how common it was that Cubans, one, there's a lot of Cubans in Florida, or how common the Hialeah experiences were. I didn't know that was like a super common Cuban thing. 'Cause I think it was like the first time in my life, like 3 years ago, I met a bunch of Cubans at like a libertarian conference, and it was just funny sharing stories from this area. But like, if you were to hear me talking about that, we'd be like, oh, so now you're going to pretend to be Cuban because there's other Cubans around? It's like, well, no. But I mean, like, this is what's coming up now. Or if I were to talk about like stupid things that like boring white middle class families, it's like, oh, so now you're white today? Like, well, no, it's just this is the context of the conversation, right? Unless you've got video of somebody talking to Kamala and she's like, I'm not black. I would never be black. I'm Indian. I'm proud of it. Fuck the blacks. Like, unless you've got video footage like that, what the fuck is even the attack? You talk about different things in your background depending upon like what the context is. Like, it's so stupid. So what character attack could the conservatives make against her that isn't sexist, racist, weird, misogynistic, etc.? It sounds like she has the perfect armor. She has the perfect armor? By being black and a woman? Like, those are the only two things you can consider? What do you mean? The problem is, here's the real problem that you have right now, if you're a conservative, is that right now, the Democratic candidates are just better humans. They are better people, objectively. Like, if everybody were to die and you were before the pearly gates and St. Peter has to decide who's going into heaven or who's going into hell, the Republican candidates are fucked, right? You've got Joe Biden, all right, who the Republicans try to shame by showing, what is the... Where they try and blow up Joe Biden over leaked texts between him and his son?
I gotta get some help. I don't know what to do. It's Dad. I called to tell you I love you. I love you more than the whole world, pal. I gotta get some help. I don't know what to do. I know you don't either, but I'm here no matter what you need. No matter what you need. I love you.
It's got to be. It's like one of the most. Thankfully, my kid's not addicted to drugs yet. Watching other parents do this, probably one of the most frustrating, not humiliating, like disempowering, hopeless feelings you can have is to have an adult child that's struggling in life, because you can't do anything as a parent. You can't control them. You can't forcibly, like you're grounded. You're not going out. You can't do anything but stand by and watch your child basically suffer. There's nothing you can do as a parent. It is the most helpless feeling and hopeless and horrible feeling that you can have. But like everything that's leaked about Joe Biden and Hunter just shows Joe being like, I feel like I've read these before. The only focus is recovery, nothing else. Your girls are so smart, truly amazing, very focused. Naomi, very upset with Kay. When you feel positive, my text. Oh, okay. Let me know where you are. Can I come see you? Need to talk about 2020 announcement and what you think. I love you, Dad. Like everything that's ever leaked about Joe Biden just makes him seem like a nice guy and a super loving dad. And then I don't think there's anything crazy in Kamala Harris's background. So then what happens is, and then you have to compare this to Donald Trump, who, no offense, seems kind of like he's funny, but he's kind of like he's not a very good person. He's just not. I'm sorry, but he's not. He seems like very egocentric, very self-driven, very little loyalty to family or friends, bad business partner. A lot of people that worked with him like disavow him. Don't want to work with him again. Like, he's just not a good person. So yeah, so when you're stuck in that area and you're like, well, what character attacks can we make, right? You don't really have much in your basket to go for. Like,
As Commander-in-Chief, I will ensure America always has the strongest, most lethal fighting force in the world.
What the fuck? Yo.
And I will fulfill our sacred obligation to care for our troops and their families, and I will always honor and never disparage their service and their sacrifice.
it's also insane. I don't know how intentional this is, but it is insane that the Democrats have been able to come in and sweep up what, in my mind, were the strongest Republican talking points. The support for small businesses, the patriotism, go USA, stuff about like the military and support of US troops, white people. Like the fact that the Democrats are able to come in and just like gobble up all these talking points while Trump is just like seething in the corner. Oof. Like, they've capitalized on this really well, I think.
Bro, what? Yo, she's crazy.
What do Republicans stand for now? Like, it's hard to talk about it honestly because I just sound like I sound like a shill or unhinged or whatever because Republicans have been so good at controlling it. But it's just a party of hateful people right now. It's just a deplorable basket of people that are just filled with hate and rage and seethe, and that's it. There's nothing positive about any of these people. They don't have a positive view of the country. They hate the country. They hate the Democrats. They hate the rest of the world. They're just filled with hatred. That's all they have. Partially because Trump hasn't been positive at all for the past 4 years. All he's talked about is how the election was stolen from him and the deep state is out to get him. But I mean, like, think about it, right? Think about it. If you live in a world where you feel like Fauci and the FDA are poisoning your food, the water has fluoride in it because the government's trying to turn the frogs in you gay, the military and all the intelligence agencies are just there to fuck you over and to spy on you and to do horrible things. Our biggest allies, like Israel, are just people that we ship our pedophiles off to after they've raped and murdered people. The courts and everything are rigged against people, your brave heroes like Donald Trump and the brave grandmas that walk through the Capitol. Every single large and major institution has been controlled and rotted from the inside by deep state operatives. The border is left open intentionally so that Chinese and MS-13 immigrants can flood in and take over. People like Donald Trump are constantly backstabbed at every single point and turn by either Democrats, by rhinos, by other people that are getting like every single thing in the world is out to get you, right? You're a crazy person. You're an insane person. Like, imagine if you look at, like, it's a stupid question, looking at a Republican and saying, like, damn, what's this guy's problem? It's like looking at a paranoid schizophrenic and being like, dude, what's wrong? What the is wrong with you? And the paranoid schizophrenic is like, bro, what do you mean, what's wrong with me? There's a drone out there that's got like a 700x magnification lens on me that's watching my every single fucking movement. I know that there are people in my computer that are monitoring all of my online activities. Every single time I go outside, every single person that's looking at me is probably reporting on my every location and all my whereabouts, right? But the difference is Republicans actually think this without the mental illness. They just believe these things to be true. Without mental illness. So yeah, of course they're insane. Yeah, I mean, what like, yeah.
What is happening?
That we lead the world into the future on space and artificial intelligence, that America, not China, wins the competition for the...
Bro, she said we're going back to Iraq. She was like, I'm going to make sure...
Leadership.
I'm going to be real fucking crazy about the military.
Threatened to abandon NATO. He encouraged Putin to invade our allies.
Oh my God.
These types of talking points are also really important because the rest of the United States sees America as having schizophrenic foreign policy. Again, there are Ukrainian soldiers that are sitting in ditches watching Twitter wondering, like, are we getting aid or not, as, you know, Trump like sinks legislation to win a re-election. Or they're like, everyone around the world is like, well, what the fuck is America going to do? Because everybody kind of follows our lead on shit. And there's like everybody in the world is like, well, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. Who the fuck knows, right? I think Angela Merkel said it right after Trump was elected, that America can't be seen as a reliable leader of the world anymore. What did she say? We grew up in the certain knowledge that the United States wanted to be a world power. Should the U.S. now wish to withdraw from that role of its own free will, we would have to reflect on that very deeply. Yeah, like the whole world doesn't know. We can't rely on the superpower of the United States. Be careful.
Oh my God, she's doing the NATO speech. Oh my God, she's doing the NATO speech. Oh my God. Oh my God.
5 days before Russia attacked Ukraine, I met with President Zelensky to warn him about Russia's plan to invade. I helped mobilize a global response, over 50 countries, to defend against Putin's aggression. And as president, I will stand strong with Ukraine and our NATO allies. With respect to the war in Gaza, President Biden and I are...
Oh no, Hasan's about to lose his mind. No matter what she says, it won't be good enough. Even if she says ceasefire, it's not going to be good enough.
Working around the clock, because now is the time to get a hostage deal and a ceasefire deal done.
Nope, hold on. What's the line of attack here? If you really wanted a ceasefire, why wouldn't you bring up the Palestinians to talk about it? Or when she says ceasefire, she doesn't mean it. Or when they say ceasefire, they mean how Netanyahu wants a ceasefire. Or if you want it so bad, why hasn't it happened yet? Let's see what we get.
I'm out. I'm tapped.
I thought this is what you wanted to hear. This is what I mean also when I say lefties never want to win. It's just not, it's not enough because as soon as you win, you've got nothing left to complain about. Remember, at the end of the day, complaining should be with the goal of motivating some sort of political change. That's why you complain. That's why you agitate. That's why you are an activist. That's because you're trying to get people to change their opinions politically. But when you're like a, what would you call? I don't know. I don't even want to say professional activist. When you're whatever this is, this thing called Hasan. Whenever you're this, you don't ever want to make political gains or political wins because then you lose what you lose the things to complain about, and that's all you do. You know, is complain and bitch and moan and cry about everything. That's it.
And let me be clear. I will always stand up for Israel's right to defend itself.
Oh, I'm super out. I'm super out.
Always ensure Israel has the ability to defend itself because the people of Israel must never again face the horror that a terrorist organization called Hamas caused on October 7.
Oh, terrorists? Hamas terrorists? Oh no, she can never get my vote. Israel already killed all of its own f***ing citizens. Fuck this monster. Oh my god, I'm out, homies. Off.
Including
election throw speedrun.
Unspeakable.
Oh, and the talking point. Come on. Everybody rapes a little during war. What about when Israel rapes Palestinians all the time?
And the massacre
MAGA Harris. Eat shit, Cop Mallah.
of young people at a music festival.
Bro, she is a traitor. Sorry, we speak in AAVE in Hasan's chat. Bro, she a traitor. They want Trump to win. You are the terrorist. Kamala, f*** them. Her.
At the same time, what has happened in Gaza over the past...
You are the terrorist. Off. Right off. Her. Boo, Limfeo. I'm out. Not voting. Yo, if you are some kind of like Democratic operative, what would they call you? Dude, you should not be okay with people like this showing up at the DNC. Why would you ever want this type of toxicity at your cheerleader event? This is wild.
Again,
Holocaust terrorists. I saw that.
Of suffering.
Oh, we got the Zionist propaganda.
President Biden and I are working to end this war such
Yeah,
that
horrific, disgusting.
What is he doing here? Do you think he's going through chatters looking for comments to ban? Or do you think he wants to pause here so that the stream can truly see how angry his chat is so they all know what they're supposed to feel? Why do you think he scrolls through like that?
Rape
the hostages
that Hamas
are
did.
released, the suffering in Gaza. President Biden and I are working to end this war such
Yeah,
that
horrific, disgusting.
the hostages
that Hamas
are
did.
released.
Remember, all the are fake. We know that because Ryan Grimm and all of the very, very far tanky talking websites said it was all fake. Remember that. Don't ever forget that. That never happened.
The suffering in Gaza ends.
But also,
and the
it's just,
Palestinian
it's really
people
sad what's
can
happening in
realize
Gaza.
Their right to dignity, security, freedom, and self-determination.
Nah.
This bitch sucks. What did he say? Hold on.
It's just, it's really sad what's happening in Gaza.
This bitch. And Israel's bombing them with American bombs. Fleeing from who? You ghoul! You ghoul!
Right to dignity.
Squad W. Sick, depraved piece of shit human. KK Kamala. Eat shit, die, you whore. Holy shit. Wait, that's a f***ing lie, right? She's like, wait, Hamas killed Israeli citizens? Wait, that's a f***ing lie, right? Wait, what's she talking about? Or do you think you're talking about the... Remember, my chat is the toxic one, by the way. This is exactly why they wouldn't allow the Palestinian to speak. This is why they kicked you out, Hasan. This bitch sucks. I ain't voting again. F*** the DNC. F*** you, Kamal.
Nah.
Everybody who supports her, who supports this party. Like 100 Israelis have died since October 7th. Defend themselves from what?
I mean, obviously she brought up ceasefire in Gaza, so I was right, but no way she would have avoided it.
You lost my vote. Yeah, right, dude. I don't think 16-year-olds can vote. Nice try.
They know he is easy to manipulate with flattery and favors.
True.
They know Trump won't hold autocrats accountable because...
So, I'm being lazy. If somebody should screenshot all these, I would tweet this. I would tweet this to the DNC. 1,000,000%. I just tweet it out and tag whoever the I mean, like 4 good screenshots of like this horrifying dude. This is unhinged. I don't expect to have official association with any of the Democratic Party. I'm way too edgy. I accept that. Why the would you be crying about losing interviews with mainstream Democratic politicians when you're running the biggest like hate camp for these people on the internet? Literally, that's not an exaggeration, right? He is the largest streamer on Twitch, right? Where he's been granted a monopoly by the administrative staff there, right? And with his monopoly, he uses it to just shit on like these candidates like in such an insane way. Why the would you ever do business with this person? It's insane. This speech went from mid to downright atrocious. Not a word about the horrible Israeli rapes that we know for certain happen instead of the hypothetical Hamas rapes. You think Hamas would rape people? Don't you know that's against Islam?
Struggle. But
these are the people who wanted the reasonable Palestinian speaker, by the way.
between democracy and tyranny. I know where I stand, and I know where the United States belongs.
Also, keep in mind, Hasan is supporting these messages too, because some of these are literally tagging him, right?
Democracy and tyranny. I know where.
Where was it? Hold on. Bitch, you are easy to at Hasanavi, and he's cool. He just scrolls by it. He's literally paused his chat to read, so you know he's seeing it. You know they're sticking out to him. He's like, yeah, that's good. Yeah, call her a bitch. Give me more of the whore lines. Are we greenlit on the N-word yet? Like, oh yeah, let's fucking go. Like, this is he just looks at it like, oh yeah, cool, all right. Oh wait, people are saying that there's a fast chat thing on Twitch does this automatically. Oh, so he's not scrolling these. These are just, maybe it pauses and goes through. He should still be banned. There are still people obviously reading it, but that's still unhinged. Zionist scum, shut the fuck up. It's designed so he can read it? Is this like a custom? I don't know about Twitch how they say it.
Our country with all my heart.
Start training, boys. Training for what?
Where I go.
It's not on Twitch. This is in the Chatterino app. Oh, okay. I don't know anything about this shit. Sorry, but who the f will take Kamala seriously internationally, especially compared to Trump? She seems too nice. I don't know how to like communicate this message to you guys. I'm sorry. I don't like if you're asking this question too far gone. Like, you think this is the problem with you. You believe this story. You think that this story is real. If you believe that this story is real, then then nothing that I say will ever convince you of anything when it comes to politics.
If you can pull up what Byron Donalds told that story, there's a clip of Byron Donalds on Sage Steele, I believe.
When we were negotiating with the Taliban, while President Trump was still the president, President Trump wanted to get out of Afghanistan, but he wanted a conditions-based withdrawal. Act slowly as long as you abide by our rules. It's President Trump and Mike Pompeo, and they are talking to Taliban leadership in the room, and they had one translator in the room. President Trump looked at the Taliban leader and said this: I want to leave Afghanistan, but it's going to be a conditions-based withdrawal. And translator translated. And he said, if you harm a hair on a single American, I'm going to kill you. And translator goes, and Trump goes, tell him what I said. Reached in his pocket, pulled out a satellite photo of the leader of the Taliban's home and handed it to him.
Shut up.
Got up and walked out the room.
Today I stand before the United Nations General Assembly to share the extraordinary progress we've made. In less than 2 years, my administration has accomplished more than almost any administration in the history of our country. America's so true. Didn't expect that reaction, but that's okay.
Like, nobody gives a about this stupid. Like, you think that like the red pill is how you do foreign policy. Like, you got to go in and be a an alpha. And when they see a woman, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Did you bring enough pads to negotiate? Did you have any tampons on you, little lady?" Meanwhile, they're like, "Where's your man leader showing up with a sword? Where's Andrew Tate to come and do foreign policy?" Like, bro, give me a break. There are probably Libyans, okay, who dress up as Hillary Clinton for Halloween. All right, listen. The idea that like because it's a woman, it's like it can't be scary. That's not how the world works. Golda Meir was Prime Minister of Israel for the Yom Kippur War, bro. And these are the Jews against the Arabs, okay? If anybody doesn't respect women, not that they would be Muslims, not that I don't mean it like that, but like I do mean it like that. And I do mean all the implications there.
World.
I don't think protesting is going to fix this.
Where we care for one another.
This is like kind of crazy. This is just straight up like blanket Joe Biden. Like, it's weird. It literally...
She's his vice president. Yeah, they're probably going to be pretty aligned politically, my dude. What do you mean?
Like, this is Joe Biden. This is Joe Biden's speech being delivered by a black woman. That's it. Like, that's the only difference.
All of us to succeed. My mother had another lesson she used to teach. Never let anyone tell you who you are. You show them who you are.
Do you think they're like moms that are like schlicking themselves in the closet? Like, God, one day my baby girl, my little boy, he's going to be a leader. And all these stupid quotes that I say to my kid all the time, he's going to be on stage, he's going to be saying these quotes. He's going to, all these little phrases that I have. Oh my God. I guess I should ask my mom, because I always repeat a lot of her quotes she tells me. Garbage in, garbage out. You are who you hang around. I feel like moms have a ton of these things.
I think it's over. Like the momentum is gone, I think.
Yeah, bro. It's so over that she didn't pander to our very, very, very far left ideas. It's people that can't envision other minds are always so crazy to me. Bro, like there are things that I would like to see that would be based, but I know they should never do them because I am not the average voter. Okay? I think there should be more jokes about Donald Trump. That'd be very funny, but they shouldn't. They shouldn't do that. Obviously not. But it would be funny for me, but it wouldn't be good for the platform.
And on behalf of our children and our grandchildren,
I think the momentum is gone. The media will still push it as though it's beautiful, but like it'll be like a reaction to Doug Emhoff.
Hallmark talks about the suffering humanity of the Palestinian people in ways that you just don't hear from President Biden. Uh-oh. Not good. Bring this tweet up, link it in chat, destroy Tommy Victor, destroy this guy.
to do what generations before us
I'm seeing signals. I'll tell you exactly what I mean in a second. After the speech is over.
Faith.
I hate this. This like false, this fake patriotism. I hate it.
I'm sorry,
like,
Sam Venerable. I love you, buddy.
The Democratic Party is like trying to do fake patriotism and also being like the war party.
Sam Venable, sorry, Venable.
Let's vote for it, and together let us write the next.
The best part is everything after the speech.
In the most extraordinary.
No, everybody needs to calm down. This has nothing to do with like them kicking me out or anything. Okay, they didn't.
Oh, he's mad about it. Uh-oh.
And it's really important. I feel like Chad and you are overreacting. She's obviously playing the donors being anti-war while good isn't profitable. No, dude, you're delusional. Are you f***ing crazy? You think she's like a secret peaceful dove? What? When has she ever? Kamala Harris has been in politics for, I wouldn't say that long, okay? She was vice president for 4 years. Before that, she was a senator for a couple of years under the Trump administration in the state of California. But beyond that, she's been a fucking cop her whole life, okay? She has very little policy. She is very...
Is every single part of the executive enforcement thing like a cop? Like an attorney, like a DA is a cop, an attorney general is a cop? Is that just like the slur for everybody associated with the executive branch of power?
Very little policy backing. That's why I've been saying, I'm in a holding pattern. I'm in a holding pattern. I'm in a holding pattern. I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to wait and see what she does. I'm going to wait and see what she does. Okay? This speech is supposed to be the moment that she shows you what she is.
Wait, did he get in trouble? Did somebody call him or shout at him for being loud? What time is this?
And and who she is and what she's going to do. Okay? That speech was literally a nothing will fundamentally change speech. Where the fuck is the joy? Where the fuck is the hope? Where the fuck is the goddamn momentum? She says she's going to have the most lethal army of all time. Are you out of your fucking mind? Are you fucking insane? Who the fuck are we?
Oh,
what
he came back and said it'd be
doing?
quite. Oh, okay.
This is the Democratic Party, chat. This is not the Republican Party. Why the fuck are they turning into the 90s Republicans? I'm losing my mind. I have to whisper scream because I don't want to wake up my goddamn neighbor.
Oh, this is cute. Like when I was arguing with Hasan about Kamala, and I had to be quiet because I don't want to wake up Melina's dad.
Legal action is necessary. It's so insane. 5 different places. Oh, he's gonna.
It's pretty God, wow.
Steps to illegal property. You know about all these systemic institutional.
5 years ago, we've come full circle, boys.
Wake the fuck up. Maybe some of you get so duped by fucking brat memes and you fucking also are like, well, it's a younger, more dynamic candidate and that's all I wanted. I want more, okay? The only reason why I was even remotely hopeful or excited about this prospect was not because Kamala Harris is a young black Indian woman in comparison to Joe Biden, okay? I don't give a fuck about the aesthetics, okay? Most people don't give a fuck about the aesthetics.
People really care about aesthetics.
Diversity without experience from coming from that background that translates the
diversity without experience, like having the most diverse crowd of people ever who are the most white passing, white presenting, the darkest of dark Palestinian protesters are the whitest of white people on the fucking planet, okay?
Aggressive policy positions doesn't mean how many times have we had this goddamn conversation, okay? You don't want a black person in power for the sheer virtue of them being black. You want them in power because they know what white supremacy is. They've experienced this, they've lived it their whole lives, and you expect them to fight against that sort of thing. That's the reason why diversity is important. Okay.
You don't think Kamala has ever experienced any sort of racial diversity in the United States of America? She was born in 1964, my dude. You don't think, like...
Okay. And I'm not saying she hasn't lived it, by the way. Don't come in here and
whoa, my bad. Ooh, he hit me right there. My bad.
And behave in a smug fashion. I'm not saying that at all.
My bad.
Barack Obama experienced it too. Okay? Doesn't matter. When you get to that position of power, if you drop all that shit, then what good are you? What difference does this make? It's just pure marketing at that point. The reason why I was excited, potentially, is because the very fact that they dropped Biden was uncharacteristic for the Democratic Party. They run scared all the time. Okay? You're trying to say she's a DI?
True. What's... Hasan's at the table and he's like, now let me tell you, if I find a black that's actually experienced systemic racism, we could break open their skull and we could find the 3 indents for white supremacy right on the inside of their skull. Okay? Kamala Harris would not have those indents.
Stop trying to put racism in my mouth as I'm literally talking about white supremacy, you fucking brain dead losers in the chat.
Jesus.
Oh my God, liberals at one speed. Liberals at 1 speed, bro. 1 speed. Holy shit. For a brief moment, she had a lot of juice and a lot of momentum. For a lot of people, that juice and momentum came from the fact that she's young. Okay, she's younger and not a carcass. But for me, I thought, wow, the Democrats are behaving in a competent way. Okay? The Democrats are behaving in a competent fucking way. Like a competent party that wants to win. Okay? Good. Mm-hmm. That's good. Then something amazing happened where she locked herself in with a yokel, okay, who comes from a working class teacher background. A guy with no aspirations for higher office. A guy from the middle of the country with a progressive policy track record. That made me go, oh my God, they're really going to own this shit. Okay? They're going to own this shit. They are going to own being a party that wants to help people. Maybe that might not translate to actual policies down the line. There's the Obama equation of it all, running as a progressive and then being a neoliberal when in office. But even then, on the messaging front, they had changed something. It seemed like they had changed something. Tonight has solidified my opinion that nothing has fundamentally changed. Hey, love the hat.
Hey man, how about you protest with us instead of fucking
I don't got it.
Hey, love the hat.
Hey man, how about you protest with us instead of fucking
You know I was at the protest yesterday, right? I was at the protest 1 day ago, brother. Wait, I'm sorry, what did you say? Get out of here? You think I'm your enemy? You think I am against Palestinian emancipation? Honestly, out of here. Child. What do you mean, honestly, no? Why are you sharpening at me then?
Don't call me a fucking child.
Because you're being a child. Be an adult. Think clearly. Dumbass. Oh, he does. And I agree with him. So why the you yelling at me? Hey, what's up? Sure.
How are you doing?
Stupid fucking.
I'm doing all right.
Picnic.
Thank you so much.
Kill me, bro.
How are we going?
White people. They're everywhere. They're everywhere here in the USA. We got to do something about that. It's probably the best DNC speech, or best DNC I've gone to, because we didn't just get a new candidate, we got a whole new party. It went from Biden, Pelosi, and Schumer to Harris, Walz, Moore, Bashir, Shapiro, Whitmer, etc. It went from an old, depressing party to one led by a young, exciting core. Wow. Looks like Coach Walz has some anger issues. Somebody said that his kid was about to hit a teleprompter and he like yanked him to the side, and people are pretending that he like abuses his kid on stage. Bro, some of the reaching that I've seen with Walz is actually so pathetic. What was the one where he was like cheering or something and his like leg was up? And I think, was it Charlie Kirk that tweeted? It was like, why does he have his leg up? That's so strange. Like, bro, if you have to rewind 3 times to make the point, I think whatever your, Jesus. I'm so poisoned by being like a public figure that like my gut instinct is to say this should be a crime. You should be jailed for this, or something should happen. But I guess it's not. There's something illegal. But, or maybe I'm just. This just feels so threatening. This is Tim Walz's family. What is the point of posting this like this and saying this to your? I don't understand. Why? I can't tell if he's making fun of the fact that some of them have like casual clothes on, or if he just wants people to know what they all look like, or if they're like, what the fuck is the point? Looks normal. What's the problem here? Just sharing will let others find problems if there are any. What the fuck is the... We talked to these two. I remember doing that show. Such a weird, crazy tweet. That's so... Jesus.
Kamala Harris taking a more right-wing decision, honestly, isn't necessarily the worst thing. I'm generally a progressive and anti-Israel, but if the parties continue to stray further apart, political polarization is literally going to kill our country.
Correct, bro. What is this praxis? What is this comment? This, oh my God, cringe. Okay, we got to get rid of this dude. We got to get rid of this. Okay, lay into this guy, okay? No praxis here. No pragmatism here. Take him out, Hasan. Cannon loaded. It's execution time, okay?
You're literally a Nazi. I don't know how to explain this to you, but you're just straight up a fucking Nazi.
King!
Like,
King!
Nazi right now, but you will be a Nazi in the next 5 to 10 years, okay?
Absolute king. Thank you. Thank you. How does he do it? He's putting Vosh to shame. Do you think Vosh has like a Nazi per day alert for Hasan, and Vosh like, somebody else is bringing up Nazi comparisons in World War II Germany more than me? Perfectly normal kids. Check notes. What the fuck? Yeah, this is perfectly normal. Where is it normal for a biological woman to have hairy armpits? True. Ask European women, only 30% shave their armpits. Wait, which countries is he talking about? What? Americans have the most fantastic myths about about Europe. If you, man, Europeans, you have no idea what it's like in Europe, okay? If you just come to America and ask us, because we got all sorts of crazy ideas about Europe. All your beaches are nude with beautiful women. JD Vivance, yeah. Nobody shaves their armpits. Everybody's a communist. I feel like the saddest thing that I ever saw, not to virgin shame, but I think one of the saddest things I ever saw was it? Oh, fuck. It was a new game that came out, and the woman, to be fair, she wasn't like as big boobied and like crazy fucking feminist huge tits or whatever the fuck as they normally are. But I think because the graphic, the fidelity and everything, the resolution, everything is higher, you could see like the little hairs on her cheeks. And it was all these people like, oh my God, they're giving women hair in their faces now? Unbelievable. And I'm like, bro, oh no. Horizon Zero Dawn, was it that? Oh no.
To endorse you. I'm reporting that RFK Jr. is getting ready to endorse you. What does he bring to you? What have your conversations been like? What role would he have either with your campaign or in your administration?
Well, I don't want to get too much into it because you're telling me something I don't know, other than I've always been friendly with him. I've had a lot of respect for him. I think he respects me. We've had a good relationship for a long time. If he were going to endorse me, I would consider it a great honor. I think we're leading now in the polls. We're leading in the swing states. We're leading in the polls. A couple of great polls came out just now. But I would love to have his endorsement. That'd be a great honor.
That's despite all the things he said about vaccine, 9/11, conspiracies. Does that reflect on you if you put him in your administration?
No, it doesn't mean administration, but certainly having his endorsement, because things that he agrees on, I also agree on. You know, there are many things that are perhaps the opposite of what you're saying, but he's a respected guy. He's done a good job. And I think he likes the job that we're doing in so many different ways. But if he endorsed me, I'd be very honored.
I feel like there was a group of Nazi people. Somebody supported Ron Paul, and somebody asked him, was like, how do you feel about the fact that Nazis have endorsed you or something? And his response was something like, listen, I love every endorsement I get. Just because somebody endorses me doesn't agree with their opinion, though. And that was it. I was like, okay. I thought it was a good answer. I don't know what the fuck Donald just said there, but I never know what Donald says. So.
We're back. I'm not even doing an intro, you know?
Wait, what happened? Wait, what?